8 frames to be played this session. And the last 2 frames were won with 1 visit.
16
century from Neil Robertson, and a 93 that should have been a century from Ronnie. So it's 1 mistake and you're losing the frame. Over the last couple of frames, standard has been very high.
Just didn't come far enough down the table as he would have liked for the red to the right centre. He's got the one that's just the right of pink. He's just going to be a little bit careful here. If he lands tight on the cushion, that is not perfect by any means.
Well, he looked to see if he could just drop the blue in dead weight. Could he hold for a red? But that's very doubtful. The white's coming towards the corner pocket.
That seems to be causing a little bit of concern as well.
We've seen Ronnie force a blue into the middle pocket and go in off up the other end of the table just because he played it with pace.
He's had a look at the pink, but the pink's a lot more difficult than the blue. So blue it is. Just keep your eye on the cue ball. Just keep your eye on the cue ball.
Robertson 17, Ronnie O'Sullivan 5.
Same, more or less, as I mentioned. Ronnie going in off. If you play it easy, the in off's not on. If you play it with a little bit of pace, you make it into the angle. Surprise that out there. That was an elementary mistake from Neil.
So can Ronnie knock this red in and get right back in this frame with a chance to win it? He absolutely floated it in beautifully. To play it in such a way that the only red he was going to leave was the one he was playing, because he knew it'd be on the pink. But as Neil before him, he's just got to be a little bit careful here with the position. Keep close control of this cue ball. And although he's on this red to the right corner, he's a little bit low on it.
7.
So just got to be careful with his positional side of the shot. And he thought so much of that, he forgot to pop the red.
Well, that has annoyed him, because we did get a reaction from Ronnie there. He wasn't very pleased with that attempt.
1.
I think he was trying to indicate to us there that his arm got a little bit tight there.
Eight.
Just indicating there that he didn't push the cue through in a straight line.
9.
That black gives Neil a 17-point advantage.
16.
So he's going to need 3 of these remaining 4 reds. There's 2 around the pink look available. The red closest to the pink certainly will be on to the left middle, but awkward one along the top cushion. If it was tight against the cushion, I wouldn't see a problem, but it is missable when they're just off the cushion, so it's not straightforward run to the line here.
24.
No problem, leaving a little angle for himself here. Yeah, that's good. The last thing he wanted to be was dead straight on this. 33, so he's going to need the black, but he can just roll this nicely and be on that black.
No problem. Clean as a whistle. Such a good potter. And that miss by Ronnie has most certainly cost him this frame.
Yeah, that was the first time we've seen a little bit of frustration from Ronnie. He knew the chance was there.
Yeah, I think at the moment Ronnie isn't really dictating things. I think Neil Robertson just seems to have that little extra edge with his long potting and possibly the safety. Well, the red didn't go in, but Ronnie won't bother coming back to the tee. Well, yes, he will. He's only 41 behind, 35 remaining. So, well, 2 snookers needed at the moment. You'd like to leave the red on and play your snookers with the possibility of a free ball, but we've not played this well. That's all. It's made it a bit awkward because if Neil Robertson obviously pots the red, then that's end of frame. Now, at the moment, it seems to me that Ronnie's getting in with mistakes from Neil Robertson, where you can't rely on that in a match. You've got to make some of your own luck. But a few times he's got in when Neil Robertson has missed. He had to pot it, and he did well to pot it and finish on the black. Looked at the scoreboard. The black were putting 33 points behind. And there's still only 27 remaining.
Well, even though he did look frustrated, a lot of the times, Ronnie, 2 snookers, he would have just signalled to the referee and conceded, but he's not. He's trying for the snookers, and that's nice to see. That tells a little story in itself.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 8.
Well, he thought he's bound to get a snooker, but there's a gap there. And that's enough for Ronnie. He's conceded. He was in a snooker, and well, he'd be a little bit disappointed to lose that frame. It was a bit scrappy, but Neil Robertson edges ahead once again. He leads 4-3.
And we were discussing, actually, whilst we were watching that with the guys here, about how important it is to be on your top game right at the start of a match against Ronnie. Why?
Oh, because you just don't want to get behind and get steamrolled. I mean, he knows, listen, Ronnie knows that Robertson's an exceptional competitor, but at the same time, you've still got to go and do it. And if Robertson can say, look, I'm here, I'm playing at my best, you're going to have to play at your best to beat me. That's, at the moment, that looks like the indication. And the only real thing between them is the odd miss here, isn't there, Steve?
Yes, and I think it's going to be pretty tough for both of these players to outplay each other. Obviously, a chance gone missing for Ronnie O'Sullivan, and that touch shot, he missed it, he just missed it. But you know, whether he's a bit tight on that shot, we'll never know. But I can see this going the 25 frames. You know, it's going to take perhaps even more frames to separate these two.
Intimidation factor against Ronnie O'Sullivan, even for a man like Neil Robertson,